So in this video I'm going to show you how to create the profile curve for a so in order to get to create geometry using the loft command. First of all, whenever we create curves, we would basically I would highly recommend using the orthographic viewports. And now here I'm in the perspective, so I'm going to switch to one of the orthographic views. I'm going to tap and hold on the space bar, click and hold where it says Maya here, click and hold, and switch to the side view. And now I'm going to start creating the profile curve. To create the curve, I'll go under Create, and I'm going to use the CV Curve tool. I could use either the CV Curve or the AP Curve. And before I start using it, I'm going to double click on the tool. This is the CV Curve settings, or by default that is switched to be a cubic. This is that's a 3-degree curve. 3-degree curve means that it will maintain this organic shape, whereas if we go and switch to linear, then we get these straight lines. So basically I'm going to start with using the linear. Make sure it's linear, and I don't have a reference image in front of me right now, so this is only for this demonstration. I'm going to make a very simple profile. So I'm going to start clicking, and out of my memory just remember some shape. So if I don't like where this if I kind of change my mind and I don't want this point here, I can go delete. So I can go backspace on the PC or delete on the Mac. Or if I want to, and then another one would be to just hold the shift first and click, so you get like these straight lines. That's another way to work. Hold down the shift, straight line, so that maintains straight curves. And then I'm just letting go of the shift key and either go freehand, this is freehand, and then hold down the shift key, do another straight curve. And then down here for the base, I can just zoom in and just make some so it's off the ground. Let's assume that this is the ground level. So just get the control vertices. So now I can actually repair this. I can go control vertex and then start repairing these. I can just scale these down, just move these, so I can make these very, very thin sort of insets here. Let's say this was like off and we wanted to line it up. I'm going to select this point and this point with the shift key and go to the scale tool, R, and scale against that curve, like vertically, and that will line the points. We will line them up. The same if I wanted to do for here. I will just make sure I can line these up. So I have something here. I have like a profile. I can let's move it back, and I can actually go to my object mode and look at this profile. Let's say I wanted to like change it a little bit and kind of like intersect some other piece of some other curve, like a more organic one over here. Let's go back to the side view and let's go ahead and create another curve. So let's say I wanted to make this a little bit more organic and not that hard-edged. I'm going to go to the double click on the CV curve, and now switch to cubic degree 3, and go over to this side here, this area, and start kind of creating a curve, enter, and go to control vertex. Let's line these up, basically these three. And with the move tool W, let's move these down, so and perhaps line all these down. This is a great system when you want to straighten the curve. Then you can just make very sharp transitions. So these are transitions here are going to be really sharp. What I need to do is to basically do some surgery here. I'm going to cut this part, and instead I'm going to add the very organic one, the organic shape, so I can get this shape going. How do I do this? Well, I have the big curve here, my first initial profile curve. I want to cut this here. I want to get rid of this part. I'm going to go right click on the curve and go to curve point. Select this point here. Hold down the shift key. Curve points are infinite. You just go in like they're like pins on a map. It's like adding a pin on a Google map and then adding another one. But it's like adding a pin and then just selecting it. And once you add those pins, or in this case curve points, and you're ready to like make the cut, you need to make sure you're in the surfaces area. You go to surfaces, and since this is a curve, we're editing the curve, so we go to the edit curves menu, and this command is detach. So we're going to detach curves. Select, delete. Now I want to connect this curve, this new one, which if I press W, I don't know where the pivot point is, like it's over here. Pivot points always like go to the origin, so whenever you create something, just make sure you go to modify and say center pivot, so we have the pivot here. If you want to adjust make it a little bit, make the connection sharper, let's get these control vertices, let's line these up, all of them, so they're straight. And now these are two curves since we detached them, so they're like, it's not part of the same curve anymore. Let's bring this closer so we can make a clean connection here. Make sure you line them up. So let's select this one, the one we just created. Shift select the upper part and go to attach. But the attach has several other settings that we should be aware of. We don't want to blend them. We want to just connect them. So let's reset the settings and click connect. We don't want to keep the originals because it keeps a lot of the history. I don't want to keep history on, even though we're going to even delete the history because it always leaves some garbage behind. So attach. So this is connected, and do the same with this guy. Attach. See, it's connecting it, but we have like a little bit of a curvature here. That's fine. We can correct it by. Also notice how many points have been added here. It's increased the number of points. So here I just need these. Hold down Control, deselect that one, and line them up. Very straight. So now I get this transition. Now if I move this, notice that weird things are happening. Whenever you do connections, when you attach curves, make sure for the final product to go ahead and delete the history. Plus, go to the outliner, make sure that that's the only curve. There's no other curves selected here. So that's about it. This is our profile. We're ready to duplicate it and loft it. So in the next video, I'm going to show how we can loft this curve.